Hello everyone, it's Pat and I'm back with another video for this month of January. Today's the 17th, the 18th of January. It's the day after Martin Luther King Day. And since the last video I did earlier this month, we are now in a period of Mercury retrograde. And actually I think just yesterday was the full moon for the month. So if you're feeling maybe some wonky energies, that may be why. So for those of you who don't know, when Mercury's in retrograde, it's just a period of time where sometimes electronics and can go wonky. You can experience delays and things. You might have to repeat certain things. If you separate out that word retrograde, the way it's explained to me, it's when a planet appears to go backwards on its orbit or trajectory. It doesn't actually in truth go backwards, but it just has that appearance from where we are, from where we're seeing it. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it's that sometimes you might have to resend emails, or it's a great time to redo things, reorganize. But, sometimes there can be a lot of heaviness with it too. So we're in the midst of, it just started, I think on the 14th of January, and it runs through the beginning of February. But it's interesting for me because I am returning to doing these videos like what I used to do. So I'm trying to work with that energy. It is a great energy to work with Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to reflect on things, which is really good for January at the beginning of a new year. We're kind of reflecting on how things went in the previous year and maybe what we need to change or heal so we can move forward. So anyways, those are some of the energies that are going on right now. I wanted to in this video and some ones coming up, start talking about ways that we can develop our own intuitive abilities and develop our own intuitive insight, because that's really kind of our guidance system, and we all have it. It's an ability that we all have. I know when I did readings for people, sometimes people would ask, well, when did you notice that you had your gift? And I don't really think of it as a gift as much as it is an ability that we all have. There are some people who are more gifted at it, but it's an ability also that we all have that we can develop. So in this and some of the upcoming videos, I wanted to talk a little bit about how we develop our intuitive abilities and come to trust them a little bit more. So I am also going to pull some cards again for us, so to see where, just some energies that we can, and messages that we can get going into the latter part of this month. So when it comes to developing your own intuitive abilities, I think there are some steps and to it that I think of that we all need to learn about, because like I said, it's an ability that we all have, but for a lot of us, we just don't know what to pay attention to, or we might not know how to develop that so that we're more sure of it, okay? So the first step in that process is to meditate more. Meditation is a huge piece of developing it's the foundation, I would say. If you're building a house, you want to lay a solid foundation. And meditation is the foundation of developing your intuition. I mean, your spirit, your soul is so much bigger than your body. And the way you tap into that and everything that or a lot of what it knows, which it knows more than what we are able to take in sometimes with our senses, is to meditate. And meditation is that practice of focusing on your breath to calm your nervous system, to calm the restlessness of your mind and your body, so that you can become a better receiver of information. It's kind of like, if you think of since we have the full moon going on, if you were to look at the full moon over a body of water, If that body of water is, wavy and choppy, you don't get a clear reflection of the moon in the water. But if the water is calm and still, the moon is beautifully reflected in the water. And so that's what we're looking for. And we use meditation as a way of calming the restless waters of our mind and our body. Okay? Now, it takes practice. For a long time now, it's been one of my, morning practices to get up. I often listen to a guided meditation. A great place that you can go to, I go to yogananda.org because there's some basic introductions on meditation and connecting with God and spirit. But a regular practice of it, it's not always easy. Sometimes our restless mind gets the better of us. But it's a practice, not an event. And the more you can practice quieting your mind, the more you will be able to receive and identify intuitive information. You'll be able to follow those hunches and nudges with a lot more clarity. Your timing will improve. So there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits to meditation itself, but it is the basis and the foundation to develop your own intuitive abilities. Okay? So that's the first step in the process. Now, the other steps that I'll be talking a little bit more about in future videos, the next step would be to learn about and identify the avenues that information comes to you. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. After that, it's learning about who's who in the spirit world. Where is that information coming from? Who are you talking to? Okay. Those are some of the next steps that we'll talk about in upcoming videos. But the most important foundational piece is to meditate and to quiet your mind so you can become a better receiver. Okay, and so you can develop your awareness. So, and it's, like I said, we've all had our times where we started meditating and, the next thing you know, you're thinking about this or you're thinking about that. Well, you have to gently bring your focus back to your breath. And you don't have to practice for very long. In the beginning, 5 minutes, move up to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or longer if you can do that. But 15 minutes, I would say, is about the average amount of time that people spend in it. So, all right, let's pick some cards. Now, the Archangel we got for this month was the Archangel Michael. If you remember, if you watched my last video, it was this card with "You are safe." And I don't think this is just for this month. I think it was a message for going into the year because, we're looking at a lot of climate change events going on. There's already been a lot that's happened, and I'm sure as we go throughout this year, there'll be more. So I wanted to bring that card out again as a reminder to call on him for safety because there's going to be a lot more going on. Okay, but let's see what other message we get for this week for the energies going into this last half of the month. Ooh, okay, so we had Jamail come out here. This is the card for Archangel Jamail. He says, overcoming difficulties. The worst is behind you and you're surmounting any previous challenges. So this is a card that says that you're past the hump. I know December and the beginning of January did have some significant challenges for me. So I know this is a message for me as much as it is for anybody else. But Archangel Jamail is an angel who helps us with transitions. And he, specifically, he helps people with that transition from when they pass from their physical body and they pass over to the side of spirit when they die. And he's an angel of mercy. So he helps you to be more merciful upon yourself, and to love and support yourself through the challenges that you may have been going through. But when that card comes out, it's usually heralding. He's also an angel of prophetic insight. This card is usually heralding that you're past the worst of it. That's behind you. And so going forward, it's going to get easier, a little bit more smooth sailing. And he's helping to guide you through that transition. He can help make transitions smoother for you. So that's always good to know. Now let's see. I had brought, oh, I know. Daily guidance. Oh, okay. I went to shuffle and there was one that jumped right out. Heart chakra. Okay. It says, love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the center within your physical being, attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. My kitty cat just came to join me. That's who I love, my kitty cat. She may jump into the video at any point now. So now I heard something about this full moon and the sign that it's in. It may bring up some very emotional, heart-centered matters for us that we need to address or to be in our heart about it. And maybe whatever transition or difficulty that you are facing has, maybe it's put you in a more loving space. But it's a reminder to approach things with love, with whatever your relationships are, whatever communications you're having with people, especially during Mercury retrograde. Maybe send love to that person first before you actually have to interact with them. Also, if you have a choice to make, maybe if you're entering a new job or looking for a new home, a new place to live, entering into a new relationship, make sure that your heart is in it, okay? And that there's more to it for you than just another job, another relationship, or, you know, that you're not jumping into it just to have it, I guess is what I'm saying. That your heart's in it, or that you can put your heart in it. Or you may have to be looking at, you know, maybe you're questioning right now. Maybe you're in your reflection with the energy of Mercury retrograde. You may be reflecting on, you know, your current circumstances in life. You may be looking at whether, or reflecting upon whether your heart is really in a relationship anymore, whether it's really in your job anymore, or where you're living, just to name a few of those things. So the focus is on that heart. And it also can talk about or mean paying attention to your physical heart and the health, you know, your cardiac health. You may need to engage more cardiac related activity. But the focus is, she's got both hands over her heart, in either a protective way, or in this image, she just may be very touched by a very heart-centered action, or something that someone's done for her. She may be very touched by that. And so she's, you know, so it may be that for you as well. Someone's, you felt very touched by either something someone said, or a gesture maybe that they have made to you, or that's about to be made to you. So it's very heart-centered, and it's letting you know that you can trust that gesture from whoever that is. So really nice messages from that. I'm also going to pull from, let's see, this is Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle. I love Colette Baron Reid. I've really been watching her a lot more lately. And she's got a lot of wisdom, a lot of good recovery. She's someone who was formerly an addict, but she's been clean and sober for a good 30-something years. So she really has a lot of good insights. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know for these next couple of weeks of January? Ooh. Okay. The card that came out was blessed. Always a nice card to get about the blessings. Okay. There are blessings coming your way. So something wonderful that might be unexpected. Feeling blessed. Okay. And as we go into this, last couple of weeks, as we're in Mercury retrograde, maybe part of what you're reflecting on is the blessings that you have. There's a lot to be said for counting your blessings and being grateful for that which you do already have. I mean, even if you're reflecting on whether your heart is still in something or not, whether it's a job or a relationship, if you do feel like you're ready to move on from it, one of the best ways to begin is by blessing it. That was a lesson I had learned from Louise Hay, who was the founder of Hay House Publishing, which has provided numerous self-help and inspirational books and products. She'd always say, if you're looking to leave your job, start by blessing it. If you want to make more money, start by blessing your current salary. And then expressing the desire for what it is that you're looking for. So begin with blessing the things that you have and releasing it to, if it's a job or a relationship, releasing it to the next person who would be grateful to have it. So we're looking, and if you have suffered a tragedy of some kind, either through climate change or just, unusual circumstances, look at the blessings that came out of that. Or you might be in that space where you are saying, oh, thank God for this. Thank goodness for that. You are looking at the blessings that came out of it. Maybe those blessings are that it wasn't a lot worse than what took place. Something along those lines. So there's lots of ways this blessings card shows up as a theme. And let's see. I'm just looking to see if there's any other messages I got around it. Or any other additional messages that want to come out. They seem to keep slipping out and then falling on the floor. Okay, so there's two other card messages that fell out onto the floor here. And one is truth be told, okay, and has this cute little owl with a window open to the sky and all these little heart-shaped confetti coming out of it. And the owl, honestly, is sitting on top of a mask. So what I feel about this card is that there's truths coming out that you may not be aware of, okay? Both on the world stage, I think we're going to be hearing about some stuff that's been under investigation for a long time, and the real truth of what's happened or what took place is going to be coming out. But this is also, because it's clearly an unmasking, all right, with this card that's, with this image that's going on here. But in general, this window's open. There's a lot that we look at with cards with imagery that tells us a lot about what the message is for us. It's like the window or the gates have been thrown open, and there's a freeing element that has come, that I feel with this card, that has to do with letting the truth out. Okay, maybe you might be confessing a truth to someone. Maybe you're coming out of the closet about something, and just being honest and upfront. It's time to tell the truth about something, and it's very freeing. Okay, that's what, there's all sorts of heart-shaped confetti that comes out of this, window that's been opened, and there's blue skies, in the background, because there's an immense, lifting of a heaviness now that this truth has come out. Okay. It's such a cool card. So, and it's an encouragement about, speaking your truth, writing your truth, because it's going to be very freeing for you. Okay. And the other card that came out that had flipped out was this card, Yin. Now, yin and yang. Okay, so this is the yin of the yin and yang. And it has to do with conscious receptivity. All right. You don't have to push, or force things to happen. Yin is very much, it doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing, but it is very much about allowing things to come to you. All right. That we don't always have to push or work so hard. And in instances, in certain relationships, it may be about letting somebody else make the first move. Okay. Consciously allowing things to flow to you and receiving that which is, we had the blessings card earlier. And I mentioned that there's a lot about that there may be some, nice gestures that are like blessings that people are extending to you. And this is about being a good receiver of those. Okay. Not pushing it away. Receiving that, making space for it. Letting other people take the lead right now. Okay. Letting somebody else make the first move. Okay. So those are some really interesting and nice messages going into these last couple of weeks. So, and it's been nice to get back here on the video airwaves with you again. And I will be hopefully very soon making video number 2 in the next steps for developing your intuitive abilities. Okay. So thank you so much for watching today. I look forward to speaking with you again soon, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a nice week, everybody. Take care.